Good day, grade 12. Welcome to another learning session on 21st century literature from the Philippines and the world. I am Jasper Angeles and I will be your virtual teacher for today. Before we begin, make sure that you have a pen and a notebook. Remember that jotting down notes is a good way to take note of important details that you want to remember from the lesson. Last meeting, we have explored and analyzed an interesting literary text. What is the title of that excerpt? Write your answer on the comment box. Today's excerpt class of a novel talks of a balikbayan who witnesses his fellow balikbayans as they line up on the check-in line for flight going back to Manila from Honolulu. This text exposes us to the family-oriented character of Filipinos. What is your answer? Correct. It is Turban Legend by R. Zamora Linmar. We said that the Filipinos are family-oriented people, didn't we? It is because of the kind of luggage that they bring with them back home. What kind of luggage is that? This box contains Spam, Vienna sausage, and other international brands. We call this luggage as balikbayan boxes. With this excerpt, those who do not know anything about the culture of OFWs would be acquainted to the idea that Filipinos bring with them items that they believe their family would enjoy. Indeed, Filipinos are all about family. Now, if in the discussion of Turban Legend we have used a scene in the movie Hello, Love, Goodbye as springboard to the text, today we will once again use a movie clip. Based on the picture that you can see right here, what do you think will be the movie where our clip will come from? Who is this actress? Write your answer on the comment box. Class, this movie is a must-watch for you Gen Z people who seem to feel privileged in life. You would surely learn a lot about life in this film. So, what do you think is the title of this movie? If your answer is Anak, then you've got this right. This film is about a woman who struggles to make a better life for her family and finds that her efforts have caused a problem between her and her children. Josie, who is likewise Vilma Santos in the movie, is a mother of 3 children. Carla, who was played by Claudine Barreto, Michael by Baron Geisler, and Daday from the Philippines, who takes a job in Hong Kong as a nanny for a wealthy couple for several years. When Josie returns home, she has gifts for everyone and savings from her salary, which she plans to use to start a business. Her children, however, don't welcome their mother with open arms. Carla openly challenges Josie's authority, starts dating boys who she knows her mother wouldn't approve of, flaunts her burgeoning sexuality, begins using drugs, and has multiple abortions. In the end, Carla realized what she has done and understands the reason why her mother didn't return home at the death of her father. She forgives her and changes her ways and promises to take care of her younger siblings when Josie went back to Hong Kong. Let's see a short clip from the movie. As you watch, comment your answers to the following questions. Number 1, why do you think Carla is resentful toward her mother? Number 2, do you think Josie do you see Josie as a devoted mother? 3, what can you say about Carla's attitude toward her mother? Alright, please answer these questions as you watch the clip here. Alright. What did you feel after watching the clip? Some of you may feel sad, but some of you also may feel angry toward Carla, right? Those are natural, of course, because we come from different points of views. Now, let's answer these questions. Number 1, why do you think Carla is resentful toward her mother? Let me see your answers. Based on what I can see right now, some are saying that it is because her mother left them when they were still little, because she did not feel the love she deserves from her mother. Some say it is because she thinks that her mother exchanged them for money that she can get from working abroad. How about the second question? Do you see Josie as a devoted mother? I know that a lot of answers will now appear in the comment box, but I think majority of you will say that Josie is indeed a devoted mother. This is evident in how she explained how she would sacrifice herself in order for her family to get a better life. For the last question, we asked your thoughts on Carla's attitude toward her mother. Is this the right way to treat your mother? I would not tell my thoughts anymore, for I know that we are on the same page with regard to that. Maybe Carla did that because she's too young to understand her mother's decisions. She's like us when we were still young. We misunderstand a lot of things. Remember that those Filipinos who go abroad do not go there because they like going away from their families. This choice, this decision, is the path they undertake as a price for a better life for their families. This thought and themes, evident in the movie, seem to relate with the text we are to discuss today. This is entitled Waiting by Ron Darvin. Before we proceed with the formal discussion, here is our objective. Remember that at the end of all our discussions, the goal is for you to write a critical paper or any task that your subject teacher will require you to do. Like we always practice, we read the literary text critically by looking at its contexts. In our discussion, we shall be using linguistic, literary, and sociocultural context of the text to understand it further. I will give your subject teacher the honor of introducing the author of this text during your follow-up discussion. Now, it is important that we determine first the kind of text we're dealing with. This will give us ideas on what to analyze. Alright, so let me begin with this question. What is the genre of the text Waiting according to form? Is it letter A, short story, B, drama, C, novel, or letter D, poem? Write your answer on the comment box. Timer starts now. What do you think is the correct answer? If you have really read the text, you would know that the answer is letter B, drama or play. What makes this a drama or play? Let's look at this sample passage. Looking at the same passage here, you'll see the name of the actor, the colon, and the actor's lines. Remember that a drama is a story written with dialogues and script, directions to be acted on stage. Meanwhile, a short story is a piece of prose fiction that typically can be read in one sitting and focuses on a self-contained incident or series of linked incidents. Now that we know this text is a drama or play, we may begin with our discussion of its elements. The elements that you can see right here are not the complete or comprehensive set of elements for drama or play. I listed these because I know that these will be the ones we will need to make an evidence-based series of analysis about the text. Let us begin with the setting. Where is that play or where is this play set? You see the choices here on screen. Comment your answers. Timer starts now. What is the correct answer? It is definitely letter A, Vancouver, Canada. Looking at this part of the play, you'll see that the actors are speaking from the setting of Vancouver, Canada. To proceed with the other elements we've shown a while ago, it is relevant to also ask, what is the dramatic speech evident in the play Waiting? Is it a dialogue, soliloquy, monologue, or aside? Comment your answer. Timer, please. The correct answer is letter C, monologue. From the Greek word monos, single, and gene, to speak, it is a speech given by a single person to an audience. A monologue might be delivered to an audience within a play, or it might be delivered directly to the audience sitting in the theater and watching the play, like in this play or drama. The monologue is, of course, remember, addressed to the audience. Soliloquy, on the other hand, comes from the Latin word solus or alone and loqui to speak. It is a speech that one gives to oneself. In a play, an actor delivering a soliloquy talks to himself, thinking out loud as it were, so that the audience better understands what is happening to the character internally. This differs from the monologue because it is directed to the audience while a soliloquy is directed to oneself. Dialogue, of course, pertains to a conversation between two or more actors, while aside refers to a comment that is usually directed to the audience while other characters cannot hear what was said. Now, even though the play is a series of monologues, this did not come only from one actor. There's another active actor in the play, though there are many absent characters as you have read in the text. This brings me to my next element, or the next element, and my next question. Who are the two actors in the play? I will not give you choices here. You have to write the two actors in the play. You have 10 seconds. Timer, please. So, who are those two? It seems that these questions really test if you have really read the text or not. The answer, of course, is Miguel and Isabel. Let's try to describe this character, shall we? Looking at these lines from Isabel, what do you think does she do in Vancouver? Why is she there? If your answer is Isabel works as an OFW, then you are correct. But which linguistic evidences support your answer? Once again, you have 10 seconds to comment those words, the words that prove that indeed Isabel is an OFW. Timer starts now. Let me highlight those terms. Alright, let's see the highlighted terms. Do we have the same answers? I hope so. These evidences prove that indeed Isabel is an OFW in Canada. What other things were revealed about the text or by the text about Isabel? Again, I'm giving you 10 seconds to give me answers on that. Again, what other things were revealed by the text about Isabel? Go! Is she married? Yes, she was actually married to Roberto. But we know from the play that she and Roberto separated because she found out that her husband is having an affair with someone. This is sad since this plan to go to Canada was actually their plan as a couple in order to have a better life. Isabel worked as an English teacher before going to Canada. She took jobs that are not really consistent with her skill. Unlike Isabel, Roberto was so ashamed of doing jobs which he thought was for those who did not graduate from college. This is one of the reasons why Roberto finds it difficult to find a job after he and their son went to Canada 7 years after Isabel has settled there. Like Josie in the movie Anak, Isabel can be seen also in the play as a devoted mother who took on several jobs in order to support her family. Now, let's go to Miguel. Yes, by now you know that Miguel is Isabel's son. Can you describe Miguel in one adjective? Again, give me one adjective that describes Miguel based on your reading of the text. Give me answers. 10 seconds starts now. Wow, I see several answers here, but I believe that everyone would agree with me when I say that Miguel is actually a spoiled brat. Which parts of the play prove this? First, he referred to their home, the one that his mother provides for them, as a dump. Second, he does not do anything to help his mom at home. All he does is to wait for food and play GTA. Third, his mother works really hard to support his education, and yet he thinks of not doing his homeworks because he thinks being in Canada is enough. There are other things that really support this idea, but I will reserve them for you so that you would be able to have something to share during your follow-up discussion. Another characteristic of Miguel is his resentfulness toward his mother. We saw from the play that he blames his mother for his father's actions. He's still angry about the fact that his mother left him for a better life. He blames that the one person who did everything in order for him to experience a good life. Is he the same with Carla from the movie Anak? Are you like this at home? Someone who just waits for food and does not do anything aside from mobile games? I hope not. That is really unfair to your parents, the ones who really support you to have a good life. Now, we seem to have touched already the conflict of the play, but I wanted to hear it from you, of course. So let's have our next question. When did the conflict begin in the play? You have 10 seconds to answer this question. You can see the choices that you can choose from. So, let's have the timer. Go! The conflict began when, letter D, Isabel and Roberto realized that their earning will never be sufficient to fund Miguel's education. Remember that the conflict is the central conflict or the central problem in a literary piece. This is the reason why other conflicts arise from the text. If you look closely at the text, you'll notice that Miguel's resentfulness toward his mother, Roberto's infidelity, and other problems you have seen did begin when Isabel went to Canada. But the next question to that is, why did Isabel leave for Canada? I guess you know the answer to that already. The same with Joy from Hello, Love, Goodbye and Josie from Anak. Isabel left for Canada because of their financial problems. Their salaries do not seem to meet what one is supposed to have in order to send children to school, let alone to have a better life. The conflict is character versus society or political and social institutions governing employment because their job is to create and transform the country into something where Filipinos would get enough to eke out a living. Based on the records of the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, the deployment of Filipino domestic workers abroad is increasing year to year. In 2011 alone, 136,000 Filipinos were deployed. Around 70% of these workers went to Middle East when conditions are harsh, especially for non-skilled workers. Many women who become domestic workers abroad had different jobs when they were in the Philippines. Some of them were teachers in public schools, which is why many of them are underemployed overseas. This is the socio-cultural context that will help you understand, if not sympathize, with the actors in the play. The current situation in employment forces our countrymen to leave and seek jobs abroad. According to the article of Kai Ordinario, published 2 years after this play was written, the cause of poverty in the Philippines is not really joblessness, but low income. According to the article, since 2000, real wages, meaning the wages adjusted for the increase in the cost of living, have remained flat. The problem is not an easy one to solve, of course. We just hope that as individuals, young people like you become educated and honed, we, the present generation, help in producing people who can think of how to solve this kind of problem. In a nutshell, Waiting by Ron Darvin is a play about a mother who wanted the best for her family, a son who misunderstood his mother's sacrifices, and the reasons why Filipinos live the Philippines. One question remains, and that is, what is the theme of the play? To answer this, let's see what entails waiting. What does it mean to wait in the context of the play Waiting? Can I see your thoughts? Again, what does it mean to wait in the context of the play Waiting? I'll give you 10 seconds to think about your answer. Timer starts now. Okay, again, I see a lot of answers. Let us see if we have the same answers. First, in the context of the play, to wait is to sacrifice. We've seen this in how Isabel left for Canada and how this, in turn, made Miguel sacrifice his means to have a mother by his side. Next is determination. Third, patience. And lastly, trust. While Isabel has put on determination, her family must be patient and must trust that their decision to wait is the right choice. In the play, of course, we have seen that Isabel's sacrifice and determination was not equal to the patience and trust of her family. This could have been avoided if they all understood the reason for waiting. So if I'm to write the theme of the play, I'll write, waiting entails not only the ability, determination, and even patience to wait, but also the understanding, full understanding of the reason for waiting. Very similar to the movie Anak? Yes, but of course there are things in the movie that are not found in the play. If you are curious as to how they are connected, I suggest that you do a comparative study between these two texts. For now, I'd like you to really reflect and remember that this text is not only about a drama between a mother and a son, but a play that shows us the incapacities of our country to make a better place for its citizens. Next time, we'll uncover another social issue worth exploring. I hope to see you again next time in this learning engagements. For now, be ready with your follow-up discussion with your subject teacher. By the way, is your teacher really conducting follow-up discussions? I hope so. Once again, this is Jasper Angeles saying goodbye and stay